In my business, I want to set up a process where when people purchase certain products, they get points, which can then be redeemed for gifts or other products or things like that in the future. So the first thing that I'm going to need to do is set up all of my products, obviously in Infusionsoft, which you'll just go from the menu into e-commerce settings and then into products and set up all the products that you need. And then you're going to want to go create a new campaign in the campaign builder. And we'll call this product points count. You can call it whatever you want, obviously. And then what you're going to do is set up a series of goals that are going to be corresponding to specific products. And you're going to want to set up a goal for each of the different levels of points that people are going to get. So maybe you have 10 products and 2 of them are worth 100 points, 2 of them are worth 150, 2 of them are worth 300, so on and so forth. Then you'll just want to set up one of these for each one. But it also makes a lot of sense for you to set up one of these goals for each individual product so that you can change the number of points that you give for purchasing that product in the future. So for this one, we're going to go to specific product. And I've set up product A, product B, and product C, which is what we're going to use for this. Product A, and then we're going to do another one for product B. And then a third one for product C. Okay. Now, for each one of these, product A is worth 100 points, product B is worth 200 points, and product C is worth 250 points. Okay, so just keep that in mind. What we're going to do is we're going to go in sequences. We're going to add sequences for each one of these. And the sequences are going to just run a feature in plus which is going to add up the number of points that they get. Okay, so we're going to go into plus this to the feature library. We're going to go to math function. We're going to add 3 math features. So we're just going to take the value in the field that we have, which is loyalty points. We're going to go down to the whole number fields, loyalty points. We're going to add 100. And then we're going to store the results back in that loyalty points field. Okay, so this is going to be add 100. And copy this. Now, one thing that you can do here to save on features, you can either create one of these features for each different value. So you could do 100 and then 200 and then 150. Or you could just set it up in whatever the least common denominator is among all the scores. So like in this instance, it would be 50. And then in the first one for product A, which is worth 100 points, you could just run that feature twice. So it'd be 50, then add 50 again. If it's product B and it's 150, then you could run it 3 times. And then product C, which is 200, you could just run it 4 times. But essentially, you're just dropping that feature URL right in here in an HTTP post like with everything else that we do. Making that ready and then going back. Okay. Now, one thing that's really cool about having this information and keeping track of the number of points is that now we could use like a smart link. So we could go into the feature library again and set up a smart link. So we can send out emails that say, hey, it looks like you've reached a certain level. You have a certain number of points. So click this link to see what prizes you can get. And then use the smart link that says, based on a field value, if this particular field, so we'll go down to loyalty points. We'll say if loyalty points is, greater than, let's say 100, then you send them to a page that has a particular set of prizes that they can fill out or that they can request. Or if it's greater than 200, then it sends them to another page. Now, if you're only giving one gift, and it's basically just once you hit maybe 1,000 points, they get some gift, and once you hit 1,500 points, you get something else, then you could just build that into the automation, which just says after each one of these products is run, you want to run all the sequences for the products into one, we call it a placeholder sequence, like this. And then we want to split that sequence out based on how many points they have. Right? So we want this to be actually the box over. So instead of just sending one link with a smart links attached to it, you could just have people process this way. And then every time they hit whatever that level is, maybe they get to 1,000 points, you'll use this decision diamond that'll say, everybody goes to the first sequence until they hit 1,000 points, and then they go into the second sequence. You could add a third one for 1,500 points and for 2,000 and 3,000 and so on and so forth. All right. So again, You're creating a feature which is going to add the number of points they get for purchasing that product. And you can do that either by creating a feature for each individual amount or by creating one feature that you run multiple times. And then you can either use a smart link to check the number of points that they have so that you can use that when they go to redeem their prizes, or you can just automatically deliver the prizes to them however you want to do it that way. So once you get that all set up and publish it, you are good to go.